U.S.-China trade spat could leave U.S. weeks away from rare earths crisis, but top defense contractors downplay risk. Earlier this month, China announced tightened export restrictions on rare earth minerals, including a complete prohibition on all exports for defense applications, potentially leaving the U.S. defense industry without a key input across a range of weapons systems. But during earnings calls this week, leadership at the country's so-called prime defense contractors, Lockheed Martin LMT RTX Corporation, RTX, and Northrop Grumman NOC, downplayed concerns over the supply challenges, even as tensions between Washington and Beijing over the inputs remain high. Yahoo News. Yahoo News. Sign in. Search query. Top stories. 88. Fired prosecutors. Political ties stir concern in Letitia James bank fraud case. Target to lay off 1,000 workers as sales slide and day shift backfires. New York AG moves to toss fraud charges, citing Trump-appointed prosecutor. Pennies will soon be a thing of the past, and some stores are already running low. What should you check before investing? Evaluating investment opportunities, search ads. Ad. See who's picking up the tab for Trump's new White House ballroom. Trump says he's ending all trade negotiations with Canada. 37-year-old tycoon vanishes after U.S. links him to $14 billion global crypto scam. 1/8. For you. Business Yahoo Finance. U.S.-China trade spat could leave U.S. weeks away from rare earths crisis, but top defense contractors downplay risk. 6 Minutes read. Evaluating investment opportunities, search ads. Ad. Are you evaluating investment opportunities wisely? Learn more about how careful evaluation helps reduce risk and improve returns. Technology: the cool down. Jeff Bezos makes bold statement about the future of human civilization. I don't see how anybody can be discouraged who is alive right now. 3 Minutes read. Business Fortune. Corning CEO says Steve Jobs pressured him into making all the screens for the first iPhone. Do you know what your biggest problem is? You're afraid. 5 Minutes read. U.S. Associated Press. A Florida teenager is in an Israeli prison. Why his family and advocates say he should be released. 6 Minutes read. Advertisement. Politics: the Wrap. CBS reporter spars with Caroline Leavitt over East Wing demolition. Can the president tear down anything he wants? Video. 4 Minutes read. PoliticsNJ.com. Outspoken Democrat on Trump's bid to pay himself with taxpayer cash. That's small ball. 3 Minutes read. Politics: Associated Press. Fight over new U.S. House districts in California could turn on advertising edge in closing days. 6 Minutes read. Adult-only cruise. Ad. Adult-only cruise. Learn more. Adult-only cruise. U.S. cracks. The years-long fight against illegal squatting continues in Mesa County. 2 Minutes read. Business Fortune. As national debt accelerates to $38 trillion, Watchdog warns it's no way for a great nation like America to run its finances. 4 Minutes read. World Associated Press. International Criminal Court judges reject jurisdiction challenge in Duterte case. 2 Minutes read. Sign in to get more. Sign in or join Yahoo to personalize your news feed and get updates across devices. Sign in, sign up. Something went wrong. Try again. Refresh page. Close this content. You can also use the escape key at any time. U.S.-China trade spat could leave U.S. weeks away from rare earths crisis, but top defense contractors downplay risk. Jake Conley. Thursday, October 23, 2025 at 2 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time plus 56 minutes read. 188. Scroll back up to restore default view. Earlier this month, China announced tightened export restrictions on rare earth minerals, including a complete prohibition on all exports for defense applications, potentially leaving the U.S. defense industry without a key input across a range of weapons systems. But during earnings calls this week, leadership at the country's so-called prime defense contractors, Lockheed Martin LMT RTX Corporation, RTX, and Northrop Grumman NOC, downplayed concerns over the supply challenges, even as tensions between Washington and Beijing over the inputs remain high. Read more. What Trump's tariffs mean for the economy and your wallet. Advertisement. Rare earths are crucial components in the weapons systems used by the U.S., from F-35 fighter jets to Tomahawk missiles. Only recently have real efforts gone into developing a dependable domestic supply chain for the materials. China currently controls approximately 70% of rare earth mining capacity, 90% of separation and processing capacity, and 93% of magnet manufacturing globally, giving Beijing immense control over global supply. We are days if not weeks away from a crisis when it comes to national security, said Neha Mukherjee, a rare earths research manager at the consultancy and research firm Benchmark Mineral Intelligence. So, why weren't rare earths a bigger focus on defense contractors' earnings calls? The issue may be less intense than the dominant narrative in the market suggests, said Morningstar equity analyst Nicholas Owens, who covers the defense and aerospace sectors. Defense primes have unusually high standards and sensitivity to where they get their stuff from, and they know very well what is a strategic resource that might come under restraint, Owens told Yahoo Finance. The whole Defense Department's strategy is about countering China. Given their sensitivity to supply chain conditions, Owens said, it's likely the major defense contractors